Welcome back inside the gym here at Red Deer College for Game 2 on Day 4 of the wheelchair basketball competition at the Canada Games. Mitch Robson now joined by the A-team, Mike Frogley. Frog, we got Newfoundland coming off their first win of the competition last night, took out Nova Scotia in a maritime battle, and this young Manitoba group who has switched up their starting lineup, still looking for their first win.
Yeah, Manitoba, a young team that's really building for the next Canada Games. All of their athletes are going to return. They're going to need to be patient today going against that tight Newfoundland defense. They're going to need to be patient so they can move some of those defenders around and then find those gaps that will get them to the rim. I think you're going to need to see Josh Brown hit a couple of outside shots to maybe pull some of those defenders from Newfoundland out. For Newfoundland, it's going to be about being patient and disciplined to stay tight and being willing to give up some of those outside shots to Manitoba, and then finding some mismatches so they can get some of their players inside against the Manitoba defense. I think Nick Power's going to have to be patient and use some of his teammates to pick to get him in and not just try to cut one-on-one. Yeah, the win last night, Newfoundland against Nova Scotia. I actually believe that might be Newfoundland's first win at Canada Games in Canada Games history.
So a historic night last night.
Historic night for them. And that's really important. They've spent a lot of time really trying to develop their program. I've been out there for a number of high-performance camps with them, and it's great to see all that work pay off for not just these athletes, but their volunteers back home.
And a really nice effort for them after Alex Kennedy fouled out. They really rallied and took control of that game, so we'll see if they channel that same level of energy this afternoon as Spencer Lambert scores right away. And a nice bucket for him after yesterday really struggling.
Yeah, you could see the Newfoundland defense come out on Josh Brown, and that's starting to open up some of those gaps initially, and Newfoundland recognized that, took advantage.
So Nick Power, really the trendsetter for this Newfoundland offense. He'll pull up, drain it.
Tough shot. Post up 18-footer with a hand in his face.
Kennedy almost had a chance at that loose ball. Here's Lambert now. Looks around. Cross court. Thomas Thevenot's first touch. Lambert gets the foul line. The bank is open.
Another tough shot. Nick Powers right up on him with a hand in his face. But Newfoundland's starting to come out, and there's a couple of gaps that are opening up, and Manitoba starting really high on defense. That means it's going to be picks for Newfoundland to get open.
And looks like Power tried to split that gap, but they're going to send it the other way.
Yeah, I think Coach Hickey's going to want to see Nick Powers post that ball away and work without the ball.
Will be Manitoba basketball.
Nice back pick by Manitoba here. Matthew Wilton back picking Jeremy Jones. That'll open up a gap to allow somebody to get to the basket for Manitoba.
See, everyone kind of crashes to the rim. They'll have to reset now. Lambert looks to pass into Thevenot, right under the bucket, can't finish. Josh Brown, offensive rebound and one.
Yeah, Josh Brown has very quietly had a very solid tournament. He's one of the top scorers in the tournament so far. Very quietly coming into his own.
And Josh, as you've mentioned this week, trains with you at the National Training Center, so really looked on as a leadership figure on this team.
Yeah, he's got some experience. He's played against players of a higher caliber, so he needs to share that experience and provide some stability to this young Manitoba team.
Josh Brown's first shot is good at the foul line, so he completes the three-point play. Manitoba up 7-2 early on. Green to Nick Power. Baseline, there's Jones. Has to come out of it. Turned away. And now Theveno has a chance for a break. Gets a good hold on it. Green, the little bump, and that just threw him off a tiny bit for the miss. Picked up by Jones in the front court. Back to Kennedy. And when you have both Power and Green picked in the backcourt, it's going to be a real struggle for Newfoundland offensively. Theveno back inside. Lambert, open room, and he banks another one home.
Great communication by Thomas Theveno right there. He told Josh Brown to hit Spencer Lambert, not to give it to him. Spencer just a little bit more open. And I like this Manitoba defense coming out a little bit higher to take some real estate away from Newfoundland.
Especially with, we see Newfoundland have struggles at times getting that ball up over half court, so you can stunt on them right there. Can force a couple turnovers. Power nearly saves it. It'll go the other way again.
Again, great back pick by Matthew Wilton from Manitoba, and that'll open up a little bit more space in this tight Newfoundland defense.
Lambert kicks inside. Theveno finishes. (11-2). Manitoba's offense really flowing early. Reset of the shot clock.
You can see the Manitoba players coming right out, pushing them wide. You can see the gaps where there are going to be picks for Newfoundland if they can identify those picks and take advantage of them.
And that'll be an over and back on Alex Kennedy. Theveno sees a little bit of space. He has Lambert roll into the cup. Pass off the mark. Now Nick Power will try to work it. He needs to get another look. They get Wilton picked. Kennedy tries to cut down the lane. He's taken out at the elbow.
So we can see Manitoba mixing up their defenses here early. Sometimes coming back, starting their defense extended, really about a third of the way up on the court. Other times keeping a couple of players up court on the primary threats from Newfoundland, Rebecca Green and Nick Powers. So Newfoundland's going to have to recognize those changing defenses and be able to post the ball and then come back and pick to free up Rebecca Green and Nick Powers when that Manitoba defense is extended. When they're up court and everybody's playing in up at the three-point line, then it's going to be about Nick Powers and Rebecca Green posting for each other, but then using those extended Manitoba defenders to be picked.
And you see here, Coach Hickey will change the lineup out, and you get Danielle Arbor out there with Wells. Wells more of a scoring threat, and Arbor can be an extra creator a little bit too.
Yeah, Danielle Arbor really strong at recognizing picks, so she'll be an asset there to start to pick to help free up Nick Powers and Rebecca Green to get them to the hoop.
And there's the screen right there. No one was aware of the shot clock, so that'll be a violation.
Yeah, a lot of times less experienced teams will get caught up in the play and they'll forget to look up and be clock aware.
Here comes Lambert now. To the elbow, looking. Inside, Theveno, no good. They get it into Alex Wells, number 23 in. Power up court. Got to watch. He's right at the line. Green gets taken out by Matt Wilton in the backcourt. So now 4-on-4. Nick Power on the block. 8 on the shot clock. He's doubled. Gets free for the look. Puts it up and can't put it in.
And right away, Matthew Wilton picking Rebecca Green out. Let's see if there, and that opens up a gap for Josh Brown.
And as you say it, wide open underneath, just can't finish. Late call.
Yeah. So right off the bat, we're seeing some great recognition by Matthew Wilton. He's making some great decisions. He's listening to his coach. Sometimes he's up, picking up one of those primary threats. Sometimes he's back picking right away. Great speed of thinking, quick transitions mentally for him.
And as a lower class player, how valuable is it when they're able to take out a higher class player on the other team?
Anytime you can get anybody making that quick read, that's really one of those things, the speed that you can move from offense to defense and defense to offense. It's a decision-making thing. And Matthew Wilton's doing that right now, and he's opening up some things for Manitoba because of that. So great recognition by the young player.
So 11-2, Manitoba leads here early on. Newfoundland's offense has not been able to get anything going so far.
Yeah, they've got to recognize that they're not going to be able to do it on ball through Rebecca Green and Nick Powers. Those two players are going to have to post the ball away. They're going to have other players come up and set picks for them to get free. So that's what they'll have to do on that end. Manitoba, great decision. I mean, let's take away the strengths from Newfoundland and make the other players make decisions that recognize and execute.
First shot from Josh Brown is good. Second one is good as well. Brown tries to lob it up court. Alex Wells in a race for it. Picked up by Ryan Bileski. Now that's almost out of the reach of Theveno. They get it over half. Lambert comes to save. Working on Green. Gets down to the block. Sees his helper. Gets it right back. Can't finish.
Yeah, we're seeing the impact of that pressure up court by Manitoba.
Yeah, Newfoundland right now totally unable to break it, and that's an easy 8-second call.
Yeah, wheelchair basketball is somewhat different than stand-up basketball in that the best way to beat the press in almost every instance is going to be to post the ball ahead and then attack off ball with picks. In stand-up basketball, a lot of times you can give it to a really quick point guard, clear everybody out, and attack with the dribble.
There's Brown, gets past Stephanie Evans, puts up a shot, no good. Now you got to send Green to try to get past this, but they really are making a strong effort to double team her out of the play. Power gets there. Here he goes, stopped, sealed. Arbor cutting underneath, can't quite make the grab, and it'll go the other way.
Yeah, you can see in that press break, there's sort of a second level of player for Newfoundland. Those players were trying to cross and pick for each other. One of them needs to post for the ball, then go back and pick. That's the way they're going to be able to consistently break that Manitoba press.
Wilton takes Stephanie Evans out of the play. Now follows as the trailer. Gets it, free throw line. Puts it up and puts it in. Nicely done by Matt Wilton.
Great look by Matthew Wilton, and then right away you see him finding his matchup on defense.
Green makes the catch at the edge. She needs help. You tell her, get it to Wells. Knocked out. Will stay Newfoundland ball.
Now that's a better job head manning the ball. They've just got to pass it a little bit better now. The execution of that technical skill.
Green has Wilton on her. The cutter knocked away by Lambert. Nick Power asking for a foul. Coach Hickey also asking for the foul. There's Wells on the cut. Gets hit, and he'll shoot 2. Alex's first free throw is pure. Second one, off the back of the rim, no good. Good job by Nick Power going in there trying to grab that rebound.
It's one of those spots again where you saw Spencer Lambert, he pushed in straight instead of taking an angle to box out Nick Power. Nick Power gets to push in right, basically almost in the best rebounding position in the key, right smack dab in the center.
Stephanie Evans had a lane there at the elbow to cut in. And as you said before, now this defense is open at the elbows to attack from there.
Yeah, you can see the gaps starting to open up.
Arbor cut off. That'll be a turnover. Teo Raw, number 10, will check in for Manitoba here. Here comes Josh Brown, stops, lob inside. Theveno, nice catch. He gets blocked out of bounds.
And you can see the Newfoundland defense just a little bit farther out than I think they're comfortable with. And that's opening up some space for players from Manitoba.
Pass intercepted by Danielle Arbor. Nice catch by Nick Power on the move. Wells.
Much better job passing the ball ahead by Newfoundland.
Shot short. Lambert calls out instructions, gets the screen from Raw, follows up right behind him, extra pass. Theveno finishes.
Yeah, that picking in the open court is really opening up that Newfoundland defense and giving Manitoba an opportunity to get to the rim.
Arbor makes the catch. She's cut off. Nowhere to go with it. Stuffed by Josh Brown. Height mismatch there. Raw into the game. Banker no good. Fumbled around. Rebecca will collect it. Tight quarters there. Gets a dribble in. Evans can't quite corral it. Wells ends up with it. Got to be careful where you are on the court. Can't go backwards. Oh, and they're going to end up giving them the second call, even though he looked like he was over the line.
Yeah, he didn't get all 4 wheels over the line. He had, as he was rotating in the middle of the court there, he always kept 1 wheel in the backcourt, so the count kept going. Alex got to be just a little bit more aware of exactly where he is and fully crossing the line. They did the right things. They moved the ball ahead. Just a little bit of awareness, court awareness need to occur. We can see Newfoundland. There's that tight defense with Nick Power in the middle. Manitoba's going to need to move some of those defenders around to open some of the gaps if they're going to get to the rim.
Theveno baseline open. Lambert's camped out for the rebound. Can't finish. Second shot, no. Third effort, good. 19-3. Manitoba having one of their best offensive quarters of the tournament so far. And that pass is intercepted. Raw working. Brown just south of the block. Knocks down another shot. Everything going right for Manitoba at the moment. Wells is trapped. Tries to go behind him. Green to Arbor. There you go. Nice press break on that play.
Yeah, much better job moving the ball ahead to posts that are open ahead.
Power. Short clock scenario. He's got to get something going. Nice screen there from Arbor. Extra pass. Green. Her shot. Too long. Didn't hit the rim.
So just a little bit of a pause they had as they moved the ball up the court, and then they paused to kind of get set on offense. They've got to be able to read as they're moving up the court and attack as they're moving up the court.
Lambert. Moving. Brown inside. Too many free cutters for Manitoba all quarter.
Great cross pick in transition by Josh Brown to pick that defender out and open up that lane to the basket, and Spencer Lambert recognizing that pick.
Arbor saves it, and it'll end up being another Manitoba possession. And Newfoundland will take a timeout here. I think it's the aggression we've seen from Manitoba on both ends that we hadn't seen so far until today.
Yeah, what's really been neat is that Manitoba throughout the tournament has done a lot of these kinds of things. They've had some difficulty against the more experienced teams. Mm-hmm. And now they're going up against a team that's similar in experience level, and they're doing a lot of the same things they've been doing, but now they're able to execute. So it's really good to see a young team like Manitoba do that. Keep sticking with their principles of development throughout this tournament, knowing that they are they're developing for the next Canada Games, not this one, using this time to get better. And now it's paying off against an also young team from Newfoundland. For Newfoundland, something that they haven't seen a lot of up-court pressure, and it's requiring that everybody help with the ball. And when they do that, they're able to move the ball up the court. They need to add to that coming back and picking those extended defenders. So they'll need to add that coming out of this timeout.
One other thing on the Manitoba side, Spencer Lambert looks much more comfortable with the ball here in the first quarter. Yesterday, he had a lot of trouble catching and finishing underneath, but he's made almost all of his shots from under there in the first quarter.
Yeah, it's so important, for the young players at home to spend lots of time with the ball. I always tell players you need to fidget with the ball. When you're in a gym, have a ball in your hands, fidgeting, dribbling, doing stuff, even when you're just sitting on the sideline. And a lot of times these young players don't get enough touches on the ball, just fiddling with the ball and getting comfortable with it.
Bevino fakes the pass, attacks inside. Got a little greedy on that one. So a baseline inbounds here. Set the picks up for Lambert. Brown tries to attack on the baseline. They get it into Theveno on a cut, and Arbor goes down before the shot. Brown, back off the inbounds, has a ton of time to shoot. Can't finish. Now to Green, you got Wells on the release there. Now Alex has a breakout, but a really nice recovery defensively from Spencer Lambert.
Yeah, good hustle by Spencer. Alex Wells looked like he was going to be open for a wide open layup there.
Brown cut off, another dump inside. And the three big boys for Manitoba right now are eating up underneath. And that'll end the first quarter, so 25-3. Theveno, Brown, and Lambert just doing a ton of damage on the post.
Yeah, great first quarter by Manitoba. You can see how quick they are to move from offense to defense. They're getting some picks in the open court. That's opened up some gaps in that tight Newfoundland defense and let Manitoba get to the rim. And then there have been some times inside the half court where they've also moved some of those defenders around. And Newfoundland's drifted out of that tight defense that they've used that made them successful in previous possessions. So Newfoundland got to be disciplined with their defense. Stay tight, make Manitoba go over top, and then quick decisions to get back on defense. Manitoba, continue with those back picks, opening up those gaps, and keep your defense extended. I don't know if we'll see them full court much more in the game. But even if they're starting back in you know, in the backcourt, you know, at the 3-point line on their defense, continuing to stay tight, keep pressure on Rebecca Green and Nick Powers for Newfoundland, so that they can't get their threats open.
Yeah, I mean, they've totally schemed Rebecca Green out of the plays here, and Nick Power forced to do everything himself once they're able to get it over that half-court line. Really struggling to find any kind of help from cutters or from screens.
A little bit of an equipment problem here as Bernard Rosello.
Quick little wheel change for Bernard before he comes in.
So right off the bat, we see Manitoba come in, and they're going to bring their defense back, but it's still a tight defense that's going to require those Newfoundland players to stretch out the space and then picking for Rebecca Green and Nick Powers to get them open.
Arbor has an open lane. Looked like she was going to hit it, but they bring the help across. And you need some more cross motion like this if you're Newfoundland to open up a gap. Wells makes the catch, pushes the shot too far. Beth Johnson into the game, controls the rebound, and she'll bring it forward. She's got an open lane. Slows it down, goes cross court to Josh Brown. Gives it back to her. No, Nick Power comes in, steals it. And now you got Wells on a break.
Nice pass by Nick Powers. That was a great outlet pass.
Just can't finish. Rosello, the foul line. Ends up freeing himself with the spin move. A little short on the shot.
Really nice look by Bernard Rosello. He did a great job gathering himself, getting his balance and alignment, and taking a quality shot.
Alex frees himself up. There's Green on a cut. She can't handle it. Arbor follows her up, draws a foul.
So Newfoundland starting to move the ball ahead, starting to pass and then create off ball to get people open either with cuts or picks.
Danielle gets moving, almost got that one to the rim. Just short.
Right away we see the picking machine, Matthew Wilton, in the open court, making it difficult on the Newfoundland players. Rebecca Green, in this case, getting back.
He is a pest in the best sense of the word.
Absolutely.
That one turned over. Emma Isaacs lost the handle. Power totally sealed off by Isaacs. Great balance to stay up there, try to make that pass.
Yeah, he put himself in a bad spot, coming just over half in that dead zone in that corner. Managed to escape.
Up top, Nick looking down low for Rebecca Green. She makes the catch, tries to create some space, can't hit it. And she's got to get there to contest now. Isaacs go back 2-on-1. Wilton finishes.
Nice unselfish play by Emma Isaacs. You know, she saw the defender rotate from the other side and pass where the defense came from. Hit her teammate Matthew Wilton underneath.
Power down the baseline, sealed off. Gonna take the shot, short. Brown has Isaacs on the other side of the floor. Takes it himself. Knocks it down. Here's Alex Wells. Working. Tries to get it down to Nick Power. That's a really tough catch. Arbor. Back to Green. Rebecca. Thought about the shot. Back to Nick. Tries to go glass. Can't do it. And only one back for Newfoundland. This has happened a couple times now where Rebecca Green is the only defender back on these semi-transition plays.
We're backed up a little bit of up-court pressure from Manitoba again.
Gets that one up to Wells. He's got Nick coming.
Nice job head-manning the ball by Newfoundland.
Be a bump and a foul on Beth Johnson, so side out of bounds.
See Josh Brown right now communicating the matchups to his teammates so they get the right matchups out of the timeout.
Green looks around. They're trying to get it to Wells. Baseline, that's not there. Nick's going to have to take a deep one here. Can't hit it. Brown has cutters on either side. Calls for the screen from Beth Johnson. She gets a chip in there, and it freed him up for the shot.
Yeah, that started in the backcourt when the Manitoba players crossed as they came up court and set cross picks in the open court, turned into back picks, and gave them that numbers advantage up court.
Wells inside. Lob across court. Josh Brown is there.
Tough to make those cross-court passes to stationary teammates. Easy to jump the passing lanes.
That one tipped, almost stolen. Wilton, who's had a great game so far, is going to take it. He's got a one-on-one matchup. Green comes over to contest. Got a piece. Nick Power, 1-on-4. Gets down to the block. Has the height advantage, and he breaks the drought. Brown at the elbow. He's been hot from over there. That one doesn't go. Down to Rossello. Baseline Jimmy. No.
Good look by them.
Under 5 to play here in the second quarter. Power gets down. That one will be a foul. And number 33, Jared Griffiths, going to check in for Newfoundland here. Take Alex Wells out. Power, baseline shot, long. One-on-one, he gets back to stop Josh Brown. Rossello, roll into the rim, can't finish.
There's that pass ahead. Yeah, another pass ahead, and that's the way to break this press. It's with the pass and pick off ball.
And Nick will take that foul and gets to the free throw line. Nick's first free throw, in and out. Through.
You can see as Manitoba's coming up court, a lot of the young Manitoba players looking to pick. And that really shows me that they've got a lot of focus in the game right now. They're not getting distracted. They're playing in the moment.
Johnson shot in and out, but her back wheel came up, so they'll call that offensive foul.
So the Manitoba defense coming up a little bit higher this time. They're going to try to make Newfoundland work a little bit harder to get closer to the basket.
Evans is open at the elbow. Flash there, screen, Arbor. Green trying to cut, she's sealed off. Go up top. Rebecca looking around. Griffiths puts his hand up. Rebecca now gonna have to take this one. Almost threw it in.
Yeah, so as they swung the ball, Manitoba came out, there were a couple of gaps, and off ball, Danielle Arbor got open down low. Danielle's got to really call for that ball, help her teammate out in that situation.
The reset to 14 on the offensive rebound in the backcourt. Power gets the elbow. Another one drops in and out. Raw leaking out down the floor. He's got one-on-one. Stops, change direction. Try to spin back, and he'll get called for a travel.
Yeah, too many pushes there. So for people watching at home who aren't that familiar, what you're allowed to do is you're allowed to put the ball in your lap, take 2 pushes, but then you got to dribble before you can take that 3rd push in a row. The players that are better at ball handling, you'll just see them dribbling the ball and moving their chair at the same time.
Griffiths, cross court, Power. Eases his way out. There's a double screen, opens up a little room, had Arbor on the block, couldn't get it there. Green cuts inside. She needs to make this one, can't quite get it there.
So a push in wheelchair basketball is anytime you impart momentum to the wheel. So basically anytime you're moving your arm on the wheel. So you will see players lightly break, and that doesn't count as a push.
Under 2 to go in the first half. Cross pass, Beth Johnson can't finish. That one out of bounds will stay with Newfoundland.
So if you're a young player, so important that when you see the court, you see all of the court. You don't just look in front of you, you also look behind you, both offensively and defensively.
Green, the trailer, can't hit it. She gets her own rebound. There's Griffiths with space. He puts it up immediately. Here comes Brown over half. He's got options all over the court. Gets it to Raw, can't finish.
Good look by Josh Brown, seeing his teammate open ahead. What Teo has to do, Teo Raw has to do, is he has to position himself for the shot. He was kind of sitting on the baseline, not the greatest angle. He's got the time, create a good angle for him to take that shot.
So now in the bonus, Rebecca will get a chance at the free throw line. Alex Kennedy will come back in for Danielle Arbor. First free throw, off to the right. Second one up, off to the right as well.
And the team from Newfoundland can try to get all their players in for that tight defense. I think they're at their best when they have all 5 players in, with Nick Powers in the middle of that defense, reading the help rotations.
Beth Johnson looks around, finds Brown. In and out. The block is open. Beth gets her hand in, knocks it away. It'll be a turnover.
So a little bit different in the open court. Newfoundland coming up, staying in vertical lanes a little bit more than Manitoba. Manitoba, we see them crossing. That's generating those picks that open up gaps and opportunities in transition.
Brown eases his way in there. Sea of hands. Kicks for Cello. Off glass, no good. 20 seconds left in the half. Shot clock off. See if Newfoundland can get a good possession and close the half on a positive note.
And Newfoundland passing ahead here against some of that pressure. Now they need to pick.
Griffiths got rid of it before anyone was ready. 2 seconds. Brown will get a look from 3. Can't make it. So at the end of the first half, Manitoba, their offense finally exploding. 31 and Newfoundland just 6. Really strong effort on both ends for Manitoba.
Yeah, Manitoba, great game plan to really look to back pick in the open court, pick out some of those Newfoundland defenders so they don't have to go against that compacted Newfoundland defense. One of the ways to open up those gaps then is to pick in the open court, and they've done that, and that's created great opportunities for them to get to the rim. At the other end of the court, the team from Newfoundland struggled against some of that pressure from Manitoba. They've started to move the ball ahead, and so they haven't had some of those backcourt violations or struggles there. Now what they have to do is they have to add that off-ball attack by picking against the Manitoba defense. So that'll be the next piece to add to that passing ahead part.
We will be back in just under 10 minutes with the second half. back for the second half between Manitoba and Newfoundland. Manitoba played pretty much a flawless first half, Frog.
Yeah, it's a great first half for Manitoba, and it's great to see all of the things they've been working on, literally over the last 4 years. But we've seen them try to work on and execute in the games leading up to this, to see everything start to click together for them, and that'll really build a lot of confidence in this young Manitoba team. On the other side, Newfoundland, it's an opportunity for some other players to really step forward, look to handle the ball, take some of the ball handling responsibility off of Rebecca Green and Nick Powers, and grow themselves as well.
Thevenot, uncontested. Knocks that one in.
Yeah, Spencer Lambert's cut caused Nick Powers to collapse on defense, and that opened up the short jumper for Thomas Thevenot.
So you see Manitoba still being aggressive, meeting those Newfoundland ball handlers right at midcourt.
And somebody has to come and pick for Rebecca Green after she gets rid of the ball.
Arbor's shot is off. Lambert gets inside. Brown open. Can't finish. Pass up Nick Power. Nice back cut there from Alex Kennedy. Can't quite get a handle on it. Power will pull and gets the bounce.
Great job by Alex Kennedy calling for the ball. That ball's got to be passed up into a shooting pocket so he can catch it high and put it up right away.
Lambert met in the backcourt. Gives it up to Josh Brown. And that's going to be an offensive foul. Lambert goes flying into the middle.
Yeah, Spencer Lambert saw that huge gap there and a little bit anxious rushing into it. It quickly vanished as the Newfoundland defense collapsed in there.
Lambert, a sledge hockey player as well, and you saw some of that tenacity.
Yeah, he's got to make that leap. You see Spencer pushing back on defense, smiling at his coaches. He's saying, "No, I think that gap was there, coach. I don't know where it went.
I could just slip through it."
That's right.
Beth Johnson will come in. Thevenot had a problem with the strap. Looks like it broke off a little bit.
Yeah, each of the players, not only do they have their separate sports chair, their basketball wheelchair, they have a whole supply of spare parts because they'll go through a lot of broken equipment through the course of a tournament.
Whip down low, Alex Kennedy, and he knocks it down. Nice feed.
Nice look, and as well as that, we saw Nick Powers come over, and he was getting ready to set the pick for Rebecca Green, so some parts starting to come together for Newfoundland.
Lambert up top. Down low, Josh Brown on the baseline. Too long. Arbor screened out in the backcourt. They'll let it go. 5-on-4 defensively. It's a tough catch. Wow, nicely done by Alex Kennedy. Just can't make the shot.
Yeah, Alex recognized he had Ryan Bolesky on a mismatch in height. So he's calling for the ball in that mismatch post-up. And a good look. Just needs to fall through and hit it.
So they'll leave Green up court. She's screened out. Johnson gives it over to Josh Brown. First shot up is good. Josh Brown keeps his hot hand alive.
Yeah, Newfoundland staying in tight. and making Manitoba go over top of them in that possession. And that's probably a good decision for Newfoundland to try to make Manitoba beat them over top.
Lambert. Shot up, off. Matt Wilton couldn't get the offensive board.
There's that extended Manitoba defender, and Nick Power trying to set the pick on it.
Green stops herself, shoots, absorbs the hit. She'll get to the free throw line. So Rebecca at the foul line. First free throw, gets in there. Second one up, off to the right, tipped. Powers put back is good, so a three-point trip.
Yeah, we saw a similar thing happen in the first half on a free throw where Spencer Lambert pushed straight in instead of at an angle. This time, Nick Powers taking advantage of that, getting that rebound and put back.
And Newfoundland will get it once again. Kennedy, shot up, no good. It's Rebecca's second foul.
Yeah, aggressive move by Rebecca Green to go at Josh Brown after he's already gathered the rebound. The decision to make there, that's get back on defense.
Brown lobs that into Bolesky. Nice catch off the pick. Can't finish. Green to Power.
There's that extended defender, open for that pick. So Danielle Arbor recognized the extended defender. She came up to set that pick. Nick Powers moving that defender around a little bit too much. It's tougher to set that pick, and what he needs to do, just be patient, sit still, let her set that pick on that stationary defender.
Inside, Lambert the cut. Can't finish, his own rebound. Tipped from behind by Power. Johnson in a race, she collects it. 9 on the shot clock. Deveneaux wraps it around Lambert. Catch underneath, back out. No good.
Yeah, we saw Manitoba the other day forcing it inside to Spencer Lambert when he was double teamed, instead of maybe taking that short jumper or finding the teammate that's open from the defensive rotation.
There's Wilton. Cross-court kick. Danielle Arbor picks up the foul. So So a timeout here, but Newfoundland showing some good fight in the first 5 minutes of this third.
Yeah, for them, it's really going to be about having the discipline to get back on defense quickly. So that's a quick decision to get back on defense. Then staying tight and making Manitoba go over the top. When they've gotten extended a little bit, that's when those gaps are opening up, and players like Spencer Lambert or Thomas Steveno have been able to get to the basket. So I think they want it. It's about discipline for them. Stick with that, and then pass the ball ahead and pick off ball up court. Manitoba, stick with what you've been doing. You know, it's try to keep that focus, and that'll be a challenge for a younger team. They haven't played with a lead yet, and so for them, it's about sticking with what they've been doing. It's about those quick transitions, going from defense to offense, setting picks in the open court to open up gaps in the Newfoundland defense. And then it's about them having the discipline to pull those Newfoundland players out and then attack once the space and the gaps open up. I think I was just looking over in the stands and I caught Teo Raw's dad doing the floss.
He has been the dancing queen all week here.
Love the enthusiasm from the Manitoba fans. You know, that group behind these players is what's going to help them be successful in that next quad. You can't do it without that kind of support.
Definitely. That shot is off. Kick inside. Back. Wilton stops, steadies himself. Can't quite get it there. Raw's attempt, no good.
Both good looks. I really liked how Matthew Wilton took a second to get his balance and take a quality shot.
Arbor makes the catch. Weaves around, needs help, gets it there. Jeremy Jones is wide open under the bucket. Do they see him? Green, she takes a shot. Oh. Jeremy in great position there.
Yeah, he's got a call for that ball. Really be vocal.
Wow, finds Beth Johnson. She's got a scoop shot in with her left hand.
Yeah, nice pass ahead. And Beth Johnson doing a great job to stay fundamental and use her left hand when she has that opportunity.
And now she gets a steal. Lambert, back over Waugh. Why not put it up? Can't get it to drop. Devino's board, no. That one out of bounds will stay with Manitoba. And Nick Arnold will check in for Newfoundland here. Daniel Arbor will get a break.
And right off the bat, you see Manitoba going to try to pick Nick Arnold as he came in.
Devino settles in and goes high off glass.
Still that tight defense. If you're Newfoundland, that's a shot you're willing to give up. That outside jumper, make him go over top. Don't let him get to the rim.
Green working up court. She's got Alex Kennedy as the outlet. Gets it to him. Trying to go cross court. Not enough room to get enough strength on that pass. In goes Lambert. Dish. Devino. Finish. No. Knocked around. Power back outside. Green. She's got two guys there.
Much better job by Newfoundland passing the ball.
And Jones can't make the catch.
Yeah, the read's the right read. He's got to give his teammate, Alex, he's got to give Jeremy the ball in a little bit better spot to catch it.
Nice cross screen from Wilton once again. Can't get it to drop. Green, down the lane, she's cut off. Dumped down low. Nick Arnold fresh into the game. Puts it up. No. Kennedy can't quite corral it. Wow. Up court. Teo gets hit by his own man. Lambert there. Off Wilton's hands. Down goes Jeremy Jones. Gets himself back up.
Yeah, Newfoundland's doing a much better job of head manning the ball in the open court and not letting Manitoba stop the ball and contest it. And then they're starting to pick off ball, and they're getting some looks up court. They just have to take care of some of those finishing passes.
Green trapped. Outlet to Kennedy. Johnson comes up. She got a hand on it.
Yeah, there's that stopped ball and that contested pass. You know, they've got to read that and come back to the ball. They can't stay stationary. There's that tight Newfoundland defense. Let's see if Manitoba can move some of those defenders around and get the gap that they want.
Johnson's shot short.
So similar thing again. Can't dribble against that press. You know, they'll stop the ball, contest the ball. You've got to pass the ball, and they've done that a number of possessions earlier. And now they're getting away from that. So those players are starting to, for Newfoundland, they're starting to break up court a little bit. They need to see behind and come back to the ball and help bring the ball up.
Under a minute in the third quarter. Wheeling inside, Theveno finishes. He's had a couple nice ones off balance today.
Yeah, and that's that short jumper that is opening up with that tight Newfoundland defense. And so Manitoba players have to be willing to take that.
Green cut off. And what's really been noticeable since Danielle Arbor came off the floor, trapping Rebecca Green and Nick Power in the backcourt, they have no answer to break the press.
Yeah, Alex Kennedy and Nick Arnold are both breaking up court, and they're not looking early enough to come back to the ball. So we can see that extended defender for Manitoba on Nick Powers. And there's the pick by Jeremy Jones to free him up. And
nicely done. Free release for Kennedy. Can't quite get it to drop.
Yeah. Great job by Jeremy Jones identifying that extended defender, coming up and picking for Nick Power. That freed him up, got him the ball, and then Alex Kennedy opens up as the defender rotates.
So good signs of adjustment in that third quarter. It may not be reflected on the scoreboard, but Newfoundland did really improve there.
Yeah, they're starting to move the ball up court. There are some lapses towards the end of the quarter where some of the players up court needed to come back and post for the ball. So they need to get back to that. And then we saw a couple of times we're starting to identify that extended Manitoba defender and Newfoundland coming up and picking that person to free up their matchup. They need to continue with that and know that's open every single possession. So they got to be able to do it every single possession, not once in a while, not once every 3 possessions, you know, that type of thing. So it's really got to pay attention and identify those reads in the open court.
And what are you looking for from Manitoba here as they try to close out their first win?
Well, Manitoba, really neat thing. So we've seen Josh Brown is now on the sideline. So they don't have one of the people that's vocal out there. So other players are going to have to communicate and step up in that role. And so a great opportunity to get more touches on the ball in slightly different roles and continue to grow that young Manitoba team that we'll have they'll have some expectations next Canada Games. Surprised we don't see some of the Manitoba parents up dancing in the stands.
I think they're too tired. They've been dancing all game.
There you go. They're taking a break right now.
You got to save it for a victory dance here after the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they've got a few more games they've got to play here, so they're probably trying to spread that out, not dance it all out right now.
We'll get a full flash mob at some point, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So fourth quarter opens with Newfoundland holding the possession.
There's those extended defenders. Yeah, Nick Arnold sets the pick on Josh Brown.
And it worked there, even though the shot didn't go. They got the look inside. Rossello picking out Jones in the backcourt. Beth Johnson also locked up with Nick Power at the top of the circle. Rossello sneaks inside, gets it up before Green can turn around, can't make it.
Yeah, Bernard's got to be a little bit more patient on that back pick and wait for the defense to open up before he releases off of that, and he'll get a better look at the basket.
Kennedy with the hit too, knocks it down. And Bolesky will give it right back to Josh Browns off the inbound. Ends up losing it off the chair, a little careless.
You see that from time to time with young players. You'll see they'll lose their focus in those little moments, and you'll see those little types of mistakes.
Power down to the baseline. Takes this one himself, a little short. Reset on the shot clock, makes good on it.
It's lucky that ball came straight back to him. It's a convenient rebound.
Here comes Beth Johnson bringing it forward. She swings it, Brown's open, and gets it. Easy 1-2.
Yeah, Josh Brown identifying where the defender rotated from, filling that space but not charging into it, so he takes that wide open short jumper.
Green nearly lost it, recovers. Rossello taking some big hits there. Inside Kennedy, shot up, no good. Jeremy Jones almost got an offensive board. Rossello just taking out tons of people now. Inside Power, nearly had the pick.
Yeah, Bernard Rossello, tough kid. Tough kid. I think he plays sledge hockey as well, so we're seeing a little bit of two-sport athletes in Manitoba, not shying away from the contact.
Kennedy gets himself back into the play. Nearly has a steal. He gets picked out. Brown's next attempt is good.
Yeah, Josh Brown doing a really good job, squaring himself up, taking a quality shot, and not pushing into the defense, recognizing where the space is.
Green, free throw line extended. Gets tapped on the hand. She gets the free throw line.
It's great to see Beth Johnson out here. I know she had surgery earlier on this year and hasn't been able to come back and start playing until just recently. And so it's great to see that she's able to come back and get back out here. I know she's put a lot of time training, and then to have that injury happen, have that surgery happen that took her out, it's great to see her back out here and get a chance to get some quality minutes.
Yeah, especially getting the extended run today. You've seen her make a couple plays defensively as well as create for some others on offense and get a bucket herself.
Yeah, it was really important for her to be able to come back, get some of these minutes in preparation for that next Canada Games.
Good recovery.
A little bit of pressure up court here by Newfoundland.
Brown down the baseline. Rosello flashes, gets it. Isaacs will work around him. Bernard has some room, too strong. Rebound falls to his hands. Working, slow but steady, can't hit it.
Yeah, I've been so impressed with his decision making. He really recognizes when he's got these opportunities. I haven't seen him make a bad decision relative to that. And, you know, he's just, as he gets physically stronger over the next quad, we're going to come back and we're going to see him hit some of those shots next Canada Games. But all the shots are the right decisions.
Kennedy, back to Nick Power, inside, down to the block. Shot up, in and out. Josh Brown swarmed, and that'll be 3 in the key.
Yeah, that time we saw Josh push into the contact uncharacteristically and not able to get that shot up quite as quickly as I think he would have liked to. He's shaking his head right now, he knows.
First mistake Josh Brown's made today. Rebecca's pass to Alex Kennedy on the wing. Puts up a shot, short. Brown, nice extra pass. Bolesky can't quite get it. Beth Johnson recovers. She's got room. She puts it up, can't get it up. There goes Green. Nice lead pass there to Nick Arnold. Now he's got another cutter if he wants him. Holds it himself. Can't quite make it. Brown, foul before the shot.
Yeah, we've seen some pressure up court from Newfoundland, something that we haven't seen all tournament.
Nice chance to work on some things here later in the fourth in a live game situation. Brown, shot, no. Rosello, he goes flying into his own bench. Good effort.
Yeah, great hustle. I always like to see hustle plays like that, especially from the young players.
Green to Power, up court, Kennedy. Has a little room, finds Arnold on the cut, just too far. Nice save. Reset to 14 on the shot clock. Oh, Green tips and it goes off the face of Emma Isaacs. Tough catch.
Tough one. So Newfoundland getting a little bit anxious here. They need to stick with that, picking those extended defenders. Those Manitoba defenders are still out on people like Nick Powers, and Newfoundland needs to go up and pick those people. That's what got them open shots as opposed to shots that are contested. Should be some great opportunities for players like Jeremy Jones to set picks, or Nick Arnold come up, set picks, and then create some scoring opportunities off ball. On the other side, if Manitoba has this pressure up court from Newfoundland, they're going to need some help bringing the ball up. But it's going to play right into their hands in terms of setting up those back picks that were so important early on for them getting gaps in the defense. Coach Hickey from Newfoundland. His son is part of the senior men's national program in both wheelchair basketball and sledge hockey. He's one of the rising stars on the sledge hockey scene, and he's been a young rising star on the wheelchair basketball scene now for a quad.
It's super impressive to be able to excel in both. So Newfoundland will inbound on the baseline here. Power. Shot up. Gets it to go.
Right out of the gate on the offside, saw Jeremy Jones coming and trying to pick to get Rebecca Green free. So that's good. He's making that adjustment, identifying that extended defender.
Lambert, can't handle, he's fouled. He'll go to the line for 2. You see on that end of the court, Team Ontario out starting to warm up. The first of our semifinals we have coming up next. Bozy will be back in the chair for that one. So what's your mini breakdown on how you think Ontario versus Quebec is going to play out?
I think it's going to be a great matchup. I really hope we get a chance to see Ontario's pressure up court against Quebec's pressure up court. Both those teams are the two best at playing in the open space so far in the tournament, and that could make for a really exciting game up and down the court. Big thing for Ontario will be taking care of the ball. When they've struggled, they've turned the ball over, and it's been unforced turnovers. And then some of their shooting inside, they've generated a lot of quality scoring opportunities, but they haven't been consistent hitting them. Quebec, it's going to be, we haven't seen their best game yet, and it'll be really neat to see that best game come out of them. Really looking forward to seeing what Colin Lalonde does, particularly. He's one of the up-and-coming guys, and he's got some great potential there. He's been quiet so far in the tournament. Every now and then we've seen glimpses. This could be his game.
Well, we also saw Ontario struggle when their game against Alberta against a transcendent player like a Braden Dahl type. Quebec has one with Benjamin Palmer. What are they going to do to try to scheme him out of the game?
Yeah, I think the thing that they want to do is they're going to do something similar to what we've seen in the half court. They'll jump, they'll put pressure on Ben Palmer. They'll make him give the ball up and play and keep pressure on him, make other players score for Quebec. I think they want to disrupt Quebec's offense by putting pressure up court in. And Ontario's got some great speed out there. I think they want to play full court. They want to try to make Quebec go against their speed. On the other side, Quebec, it's about picking then to get people open. And that's a place where somebody like Elodie Tessier really shines as a team player in the open court, picking for her teammates.
So lots of potential for that one to be a track meet. We'll tip that one off at 3 o'clock local here. Still 3:25 remaining in this one. Power shot is off to the left.
Yeah, I thought Alex Kennedy had the look inside. He could have put it back up. He just probably needed a teammate to tell him, go up with it instead of kicking it out. A little bit of pressure up court here.
Yeah, you see Nick Arnold really trying to keep pace with Rosello, and they have Kennedy up as well. Here goes Josh Brown, open at the foul line, can't get it to drop.
Yeah, somebody's going to come and pick for Nick Powers. Yeah.
Power, pass inside, Jeremy Jones, tipped from behind.
Yeah, I think Coach Hickey's explaining to Jeremy there where he's got that extended defender to come up pick, and then he'll get open a little bit more.
Kick, cross court, Rosello, shot up, and Bernard gets the roll.
There we go. He found his spot again. Great decision by Bernard Rosello, and great mechanics to complete that decision-making process.
See Green calling for the pick from Arnold.
There are those extended defenders that Newfoundland's got to take advantage of.
She's got nowhere to go with it. Down low, Kennedy. Can't quite corral it off the tip.
Yeah, off ball. Nick Arnold came up and he'd set a pick for Nick Powers. He was wide open. He's got to call for that ball. And on the other side, Rebecca Green got to keep her head up and see both sides of the court. Young players tend to just see one side of the court, and we've got to look and move their head and see both sides of the court.
Marcelo puts up another one, a little long.
Yeah, when I go out and I'm looking at players and I'm evaluating our players in our national program, one of the things I'm looking at is how players move their head and see the court. And if they just see one part of it or if they just ball watch, they're a player that's moving their head back and forth, checking. We talk about glances every couple of seconds, every 2 seconds. You're moving your head around. You're going to take in more information. You're going to make better decisions.
Powers first shot, too strong. Josh Brown looks around, takes a bump, settles himself, can't make it. Lambert blocked from behind, tipped. Wilton recovers. Spencer up top, Brown at the elbow. Nothing there. Green, no good. "25 seconds to go. Lambert can't get the exclamation point. Rossello can't hit the exclamation point.
So close. Nice hustle by Bernard Rossello to be there for that offensive rebound.
Ball up the court. Arnold tries to get it down to Jones. Not enough time, and Manitoba will wrap up their first win of the week, 47-22 over Team Newfoundland.
Yeah, really nice game by Manitoba. They did a good job, like we've talked about, making decisions, going from defense to offense to set picks in the open court. That created transition opportunities and gaps where they got to go to the rim early on in the game. And they showed a lot of patience, and they really played together well. They moved their defense up and down the court to make it really tough on Newfoundland. Newfoundland, even though the result's not what they wanted, there were still some gains that they made. They started to be able to move the ball better in the open court, began to recognize some of those picking opportunities. They just need to be more consistent in their decision making and do a little bit better job with their execution.
Each team will get one more game tomorrow. Coming up next, we have our first semifinal. At the top of the clock, Team Ontario will be taking on Team Quebec for a berth in the gold medal match tomorrow. We'll see you then.